The Poisoned Wedding Part 2, The Darker Truths. Months after Tandy's arrest, peace slowly returned to the quiet villages of the Eastern Cape. Ayanda believed that justice for her mother had finally been served. But one evening, while visiting the police station in Mthatha to check on the case, a detective handed her a small envelope found among Tandy's belongings. Inside was an old photograph from the wedding day. Ayanda stared at it carefully. Something about it felt wrong. In the background behind the celebration and smiling guests, she noticed someone standing close to the drinks table, someone she never expected. It was Saifo, her own father. Confused, Ayanda asked the detective why the photo mattered. The detective hesitated before explaining something shocking. When Tandy was first questioned, she insisted she had not planned the poisoning alone. She said someone helped her, the detective said quietly. Ayanda felt her heart pound. That night she visited Tandy in prison. The room was cold and silent as the two women faced each other across a small table. Tandy's eyes were tired, but when she saw Ayanda, she gave a sad smile. "You came for the truth," Tandy said. Ayanda placed the photograph on the table. "Why is my father near the drinks table before my mother collapsed?" she demanded. Tandy looked down at the photo for a long moment. Then she whispered the words Ayanda never imagined hearing. "Because it was his idea." Ayanda felt the world spin. Tandy explained everything. Saifo had secretly been drowning in gambling debts and had taken out a large life insurance policy on Nomsa just weeks before the wedding. Tandy had loved him for years, and he convinced her that if Nomsa died, they could finally be together and escape the debts. But after Nomsa's death, Saifo abandoned Tandy, pretending he knew nothing. "He used me," Tandy said through tears, "and I was foolish enough to believe he loved me." Ayanda left the prison in shock. The man she had trusted all her life, the father who raised her, had secretly been behind her mother's death. The next morning, Ayanda returned to the police with the photograph and Tandy's confession. Later that day, police officers arrived at Saifo's house. When he saw them, his face turned pale. For years he had hidden behind the mask of a grieving husband. But now the truth had finally caught up with him. As the police car drove away with Saifo in the back seat, Ayanda stood outside the house, staring at the road disappearing into the hills of the Eastern Cape. Justice had come once, but the truth had been darker than she ever imagined. And for the first time, Ayanda realized something painful. Sometimes the people closest to us hide the deepest secrets. Crescent Moon,